sometimes it's as a result of immaturity. We have not grown to the point where we understand that no in itself is an answer, but doesn't necessarily mean that you are wrong. But hello and welcome. This is Let It Be podcast. I am Lysias and Susan.
And I'm Susan Ozano. Welcome.
Let It Be is a podcast that explores life's complexities and our journey through it. We invite you as we take this journey of self-discovery and growth.
Exactly. And if you're new here, we want to welcome you specially. Yes, on this podcast, you would learn a lot of things ranging from building relationships to your personal well-being, as well as how you can make impact in our society. And just in case you've not subscribed, please do well to subscribe. And if you're already a subscriber, we want to thank you, especially thank you for your love, thank you for your support. We see you, we will not forget.
So if you haven't subscribed, this would be a very good time to do so. And also please hit that notification bell so you will be notified anytime we drop any new video. Also give us some likes and some thumbs up. It helps the YouTube algorithm to suggest our videos to other subscribers and other viewers out there.
Exactly. So right now, Lysias, we're going to, let the cat out of the bag, as it were, by looking at this issue. And every time I start talking and I don't have that smile on my face again, I just realize that they are just, talking about bad eggs in the crate. There are just some people that, are either unbothered or not mindful of the harm they are causing by being the bad eggs in something that affects the general populace. And then what am I talking about today? I'm talking about those that have gone out of their way to literally make a living from doing bad things like scamming people. So with all the work done on sales, you see a lot of people paying to go for sales program, reading, and in order to get sales, people set up businesses. With all the work done on this, just realize that some people are still into tricking people. You have people complaining that they have asked for something and then you give them something else in return. Some pay money online, especially online. With the evolution, we have a lot of things being done online now. I don't know if you have anything to say about the tricks, the manipulation. Is it that these people don't know or they don't care? Because the truth is, whatever we do have, a way of coming back to us.
I think it's great. On one side, you can assume that the people behind those particular platforms don't really know because it's a market. The platform is there and then people come with their different goods and services. Now, the platform itself is not responsible for what is sent to the buyer. So I feel that the greed comes from the seller themselves. They know that what they are giving out is not what was requested for. But because of greed and because, it takes a while for your shipment to come, sometimes people don't go that extra mile to want to return those wrong parcels that were sent to them. So either way, I feel that it is greed because you that is packaging whatever it is you're packaging, you know that you're not packaging the exact product that was requested for.
You see, these are the mistakes people make and they just throw themselves out of the market forever. So we've had a lot of people. I believe strongly that you don't get second opportunity to create a first impression. When you come out, I mean, after all the work you've done with your branding, the name and everything, and you just come out with something, that is not up to what you claim it is, with the deceits and everything. My concern, just as I said, is in the fact that some people pride in these things.
Yeah, some people are excited about it. The people are excited about it. They feel they are very smart. Yes, they feel they are smart.
I've had some people that are selling and, having marketers. Pretend that they are not conscious of the fact that the people, down the process, the sale process are doing this. So they just feel that, oh no, we've educated them. We're feeling that, okay, they are doing it right, but they are doing it and we are, oblivious of it, of what they are doing. So I also feel strongly that people don't know. Some people don't know that it is wrong to use tricks to win customers?
Well, it boils down with that said, it boils down to, there are organizations that have been set up, to protect the rights of the consumer. So the consumer actually has a right to report and possibly send whatever product that was given to you, which is not what was advertised. You can send it to them and they can pick it up from there. Like I said, it's just because a lot of people don't want to waste their time in going through all of this process, making the reports and following it through.
Yeah.
So sometimes they just look at it and they move on. And then also you have to consider the price at which that product was sold at.
Okay.
Sometimes the price is outrageously low, so the person doesn't, the person just feels, okay, I got it for next to nothing, so the person decides to move on. But by the time you continue moving on, it becomes a trend and very difficult to fight.
Yes, I like that. Calling on all of us, all hands to be on deck concerning this. When you're treated wrongly or you're manipulated and tricked, and you don't say anything about it, especially because when Nigeria is a fast lane country, where we're always wanting to get to the next thing.
Yes.
Nobody wants to waste their time. Nobody wants to go through the bottleneck of seeking justice, as it were. So you see, with all this, but if one person can say, no, this is wrong, this company have literally duped me, this company has done wrong, and call them out, and you have proof, and call them out, somehow this is the way that we will check some of these things that are going on. And just in case you're watching and you're into trickery, we've come to tell you that this is not the way of being a good salesperson and manipulation. It is not the way you get a video from somewhere you don't have those products, and then you just put those products out there. Let me tell you, posterity will ask us. It will come. Whatever you give, one day, it will be harvest time. So it's important that we have this at the back of our. We know that a lot of people don't care, but you should care because it sure comes. It sure comes.
Anything that is going to affect your company in the long run is something you should look into right now and possibly nip it in the bud.
Yeah, so there are a lot of people that have legit ways of selling. So why not go? There's so much knowledge out there. Why not go browse and find other ways aside, your negative, polluted way of making sales is really, really. And the thing is that this type of way of making sales, which is, trickery, manipulation, lies, and all that, it's something that is very short-lived.
It's short-lived.
It's short-lived. It's short-lived. So there are bigger ways to make this thing work. We needed to establish that.
Yeah.
So, but at this moment, let's look at what sales actually is, how to, seal those sales, as it were. If we are saying, okay, the normal way for some people, which is the negative way, is wrong, then let's talk about, the best way to make your sales.
Yeah, there are factors that you have to consider.
All right.
When you are a salesperson. Number one is you must decide deliberately not to be greedy. Yes, that's number one. Number two, you must decide also to be, passionate about what you're doing. And then your consideration also has to be for your customers. You have to be on their side. You see, one of the reasons why people don't make sales is because when you are pitching, the first thing that comes to anybody's mind is whatever it is you're trying to sell may not really be for my own benefit. You understand? It's for your own good. You want to gain from it. You want to profit from it. So there's always that bias. So for you to make a big sales, as it were, one, you have to understand your customer.
Oh, okay.
Yes. And by understanding your customer, there are questions you need to ask. And you have to be very, very attentive when that customer is giving you those answers. Now, those questions you ask borders on the customer's motivation, why the customer wants to buy what he or she wants to buy, and then the customer's pain in the sense that they oftentimes there are reasons why we sell, there are reasons why we buy stuff. You understand? Might be as a result of, okay, a typical example now, you have a client that wants to sell a property. You understand? He or she is living in that property. There's a reason why he or she wants to sell that property. Could be because they want to move somewhere closer to the children's school.
All right.
Yes, the mode of transportation was no longer convenient.
Okay.
You understand? So those are the questions you ask to find out the reason why your client or your customer wants to sell.
Oh, wow.
So you are understanding that customer, and then it gives you a broad spectrum opportunity to be able to, get properties that will suit that customer. So that's what understanding your customer means.
Okay.
Now, and also you need to, in sealing the deal, you need to do your presentation, and during your presentation, you must show that you are confident, and you must show from your confidence that yes, you can deliver. The next thing you need to do is to begin to identify areas, identify those big opportunities that will definitely come your way.
Okay.
Because you already have a customer on ground, and then when you have a property that suits that customer, you can easily pitch that property or that investment to that client. So you have to identify it. Now, after identifying it, you now make your presentation, because now you have something that you believe will suit the customer's need. You now desire for an appointment.
Yeah.
You meet the customer, and then you show them everything. Now, this is the point where a lot of salespeople miss it. They've not done their due diligence.
All right.
They've not gone to some of these properties to actually look around, but because they want to quickly make a sale, they come and give the customer false information concerning the properties, just like we were talking about people who sell online.
Yeah.
They give false information just because they are greedy and they want to make a sale. Now, one of the things that happens that people fail to realize is when a customer asks you one or two questions concerning a product or concerning something you are pitching to them.
Yeah.
And they can tell whether you are lying or you are being honest.
Yeah. I mean, people do their findings.
Yes, they can tell. And once a customer tells that you are lying or you are not forthcoming with the whole truth, that confidence in you is broken. Trust in you is broken.
And these are very vital.
They are very vital. And the possibility of that customer making or sealing that deal with you, is slim, because you, on your own part, because of greed, messed up everything. So you have to be honest. You have to be honest. Forget about how much you intend to make. Forget about whatever it is. You have to be honest. Why am I stressing on the fact that you have to be honest? Because your honesty can also open other doors of opportunity for you through that same client, because you're building trust. And when a client can trust you, a client can also recommend you to other people for you to market. So these are facts that we need to look at when we are doing that. Now, when the deal has been sealed, you have to decide to do the right thing.
And what's that?
1, make sure you deliver on time. Secondly, deliver value for money.
Thank you.
What I mean is, do not try to cheat the client in any way. And then make sure that what you are delivering to the client is of the best quality.
Okay.
Why? People will ask why. Because you're building trust.
Okay. That's super amazing. I would want to, just use my own personal experiences also to talk about how to make big sales. Okay. So, but I picked something from what you were saying, which is seller-centric and buyer-centric. Those times when we used to serve during our service here, we worked in the bank, we realized that it was easy for us to just compile our client list, which is seller-centric. We just compile our client list, and then, possible customers, potential and existing, and then we find what to do and how to break even where we stand amongst the two. And then we realize that that was workable then. But with the things that are happening now, things have really evolved. People have access to this information. They go everywhere. Your consumer, your customer can really get information about that thing. So why not, just as you said, go an extra mile to make your sales something that will fit into that concern, their persona. Why go an extra mile? That way it seals the deal even faster. It helps you get the opportunity. Okay, so another thing that we need to not do, because we have talked about the things you should do, you need to not do, is to escape the place of desperation. I like it when Myron Golden said, in fact, don't just go and just say you're about the money. Don't just go for the money. Yes, the money is important, but have that, that large heart to know that first and foremost, these people you must win their trust.
Of course.
So you just, somehow you're just, connectivity minded, as it were. You're about that connection, which is very important.
Yeah.
We've had people meet people and tell them about their businesses, over time, and they didn't buy at that time. But your manner of approach, the way you went about it, your zeal, it has worked for me. It made them to have deals later on.
Yeah.
We've had people being offered things that they did not even ask for, all because of a good presentation of what they are selling. They may not even be the CEO. So it could be that you are just maybe an agent or you're just a marketer.
Yeah.
But it doesn't stop the fact that a proper presentation, those times we'll hear words like equip yourself with what you're selling, make it like your own.
Of course. And if you have a very good presentation skills, I've seen salespeople do a presentation about, like you said, about a particular product, and the customer, after listening and everything, was actually interested in that product. But after the presentation and everything, the deal was sealed. But the client went further to say, I'm interested in acquiring this. And you help source for it.
You get my point.
You understand? Just because you made a very good presentation and also you showed a lot of knowledge, and all the questions that this customer asked, you had answers to them. You had answers.
Yeah.
It helps.
It does help. And another thing, we just established, avoid the place of desperation. Another thing is, some people do pricing based on the effort they have put inside. So you've been marketing other people for 1 year, and then you meet a potential client, and then you say that client should pay for the 1 year that you have been marketing.
That's the greed we're talking about.
This is not ethical when it comes to sales. You should be able to value whatever you're pricing, or put your pricing based on what's the person, the deal on ground.
Of course.
That is what should matter. Not, okay, before then my car used to break down, I used to do this, I used to do that. This is the greed. Let's talk about the product. Let's talk about the value of the product. Let's also talk about the interests of the consumer.
Yes, of course. You have to take into cognizance all of this.
Yeah, we've seen some people come into a customer's life and move them from one place to another to offer them something that has value that would outlast that initial agreement or contract.
Very true.
So this is another way. Avoid, by all means, putting pricing or making offers based on anything that is just based on anything that is almost unimportant to the deal. Unrelated. That's the word. To the deal on ground. Okay. And then another thing is also avoid bringing people down in order to lift yourself up. All right. In politics, we do that.
Yes.
Where you
won't believe that I was watching a documentary, and it was about funeral homes. The most fascinating thing was that the town itself was being ravaged by a lot of gang wars and all of that. So there were like killings almost every week, So one thing I noticed was that there were a lot of funeral homes, but at every point in time, you will find 3 or 4 of their sales rep there. They don't talk bad about their competitors. Rather, what they do is they market their products and their services, and at the end, the sales rep will say, peradventure, you are not satisfied with what the other person is offering you. Let's talk.
I like that.
You see, that's buttressing the point you were saying. Don't bring down another person's product, another person's company, all because you want to make a sale. It is a no for me. If I am the customer you're talking to and you do that, number one, it points to the fact, for me, I feel that your company is not standard enough and you don't believe that you can actually deliver.
My point exactly. If you spend your time on what you can offer, on why the customer cannot do without what you are offering, if you spend time on the quality of what you are offering and, past records of how it has really impacted people and how it can impact people, just in case you're starting and you don't have past record, it doesn't, it doesn't matter. But bottom line, if you focus on all this, by the time you are able to talk about what you have to offer, you won't have the time to start saying, these people are this, that people are that. That is not research for me. Just as I said, in politics it's accepted, but in business, it doesn't speak well about you.
It doesn't. You see, there must be something you're bringing to the table. And all you have to do is to project what you are bringing to the table without running someone else's business down.
Exactly.
How do you do this? You just say, okay, this is what we are offering you. This is what we are offering you. We have an after sales that we can actually come to your doorsteps in the event that you have a challenge with the product. You don't need to come. All you need to do is to make a phone call. We will be at your doorstep, to rectify it and to see how we can solve it. That extra age doesn't mean you're talking down on any company, but this is what we are also offering.
You can even use it as a tool.
Yeah.
Yes, it's okay to find out about your competitors. And when you realize their flaws, you could use it and, provide that service, just as you said. Just to give you that edge.
That edge.
Yes, that would make somebody choose you instead of something else.
Yeah.
All right. So another thing people forget is the fact that you are what you say. So a typical example is a woman that set up a business, and we prayed about it. And some weeks later, I saw her, and this is what she had to say: business is not good. It's so bad. Every day is the same. I've not made any sale. The way I'm going, I may close up. And I'm like, wow. Like it's coming from you. Like it's not even your competitor saying that about you. It's you. I mean, how then would you get to the point where you will say, okay, no, watch what you say. I cannot believe that you are the one bringing the business down. Believe in this thing.
You see, a lot of people don't understand that you need to take
like a process.
Beautiful. There are process for a business to become established and break its bond, as it were. Now, logically, you need at least about 6 months for that business to take roots, for people to start knowing the business. A lot of people are not patient for those processes to be initiated and to be completed.
That's what happens when you go for the money.
When you go for the money, that's what happens. You see, and so when you find people like that, you realize that they are people that are in a hurry. They want to cash out on time. They are not really about building an institution. If you're building an institution, you must give it time.
Give it
so
time.
They are not after building an institution. So when I meet people like that, I encourage them to stick to it and see how best they can make it flourish. Because the truth about the thing is, people like that can just up and leave.
Oh wow.
Yes.
Talking about sales process, I remember 2 years back at a particular organization that I was working, and I realized that we spent like 2 years just trying to understand the market.
Of course.
So in sales, it is called qualification, where you literally find out if these people even need what you are about to offer. Very important. Find out. Some people just assume that this thing I have to, because I have the idea, because I can afford it, doesn't mean that the end users can afford it. It's very important. And I learned that, it takes so much time to understand the market. People can put in so much time. That is when you want to build something that is long lasting.
Yes, of course. That's what I said. When you want to build an institution, a company that that will leave you need to put in the time. You need to give it time.
Give it time. There's a qualification. There's a negotiation, which yes, it may mean that person may say no. So talking about no now, I want you to tell me something about self-doubt. Because many people are afraid of the place of negotiation. They are afraid of it, I tell you. And that's why we believe that there are people with brands, with companies out there that are made for something big, but you have not tried it because you're scared of the no that somebody may tell you. But we realize negotiation is part of the process. Meeting someone, telling somebody about the product that you have does not necessarily mean that they will buy. We already established from the beginning that it may be an opportunity for them to get to know you. It may be an opportunity for you to get to know the mind of consumers. But by all means, everything in the process is for your own good. And big companies have gone through a lot of no's that you least expect. So before you talk about it, also there's pricing. It's important that that there's presentation, there's negotiation, there's pricing, and all these are processes that by the end of the day you get to seal the deal and bring your quotation and all that. Because yes, the consumer will also tell you what they want. Make room for some of this. And so I just felt that that there's this doubt that a lot of people have. This may just help somebody's business or help someone out there. How do you manage it?
Well, self-doubt is something that affects each and every one of us.
Mm-hmm.
And oftentimes it's as a result of immaturity. We have not grown to the point where we understand that no in itself is an answer, but doesn't necessarily mean that you are wrong. So, but you must, as a salesperson, give room for rejection, give room for no, because no at that particular time could mean that that customer is not ready for that product at that time.
Doesn't mean they hate you.
It doesn't mean, it has nothing to do with your personality. It has nothing to do with your person. It could mean that, okay, look, I may have to think about this product some more. It also means give me time. The challenge with self-doubt is people who have decided that I don't take no for an answer. And by the time they encounter no in like 4 or 5 places, it becomes a challenge for them, where they start looking at themselves as
failures,
as not being competent to pitch, as not making good presentation. I always tell people that there is nothing like a good or a bad presentation. All is about your opportunity and the information you have at hand. Now, for you to overcome self-doubt, you need to work more on yourself. You need to cross your T's and dot your I's. You need to do all your due diligence. You need to know everything about the product that you are selling, so that whenever a customer asks you any question regarding whatever it is you're selling, you have an answer for that customer.
Yeah.
Now, when you continue like that, you get to a point where you no longer feel doubtful of yourself.
Yeah.
In fact, you could be woken up at early hours of the day to make a pitch and it will not be a problem.
Okay.
Yes. So, number one, for you to overcome self-doubt is, one, be confident. How do you become confident? Do your nitty-gritties. Make sure that you find out every information, every bit of information is useful as far as a salesperson is concerned.
Yeah, and something people also ignore is increasing your reach, meaning continue to establish relationships. Don't just sit down, oh, I have enough people, I know enough people.
You can never have enough.
Yes, you can never have enough. Use the opportunity that, that comes your way to continue to put out that product.
Yes.
You never can tell. It is best for you to have a lot of options as it relates to those that you can sell your product to, than to just sit down and say, I already have people I am selling my product to. Yeah, so that's also I just wanted to add to what you have already said. Okay, so I hope that is enough to bring someone out of the place of self-doubt, and
there are some customers you meet that at first instance they seem very sarcastic.
Okay.
You must learn to approach each customer with a different tactic.
Okay.
Now there are some customers you meet and right from the word go they are very rude. You can meet them with a smile on your face and wait for them calmly and make your choice and then tell them what you want to tell them.
Talking
it's very
about
difficult.
The psychology of understanding people.
Yes.
It's important.
It is
if
important.
If you must make that big sales, it's important.
Very important, because if you are always thrown off guard or off
by
balance
people that are
mean
or pretend to be mean,
then the sales force is not for you.
It's not for you. It's not for you. It's important. And also, do not make the mistake of trying to beg people to buy what you have to offer.
That's a no-no.
Well, we cannot conclude on sales without talking about, leads and referrals, which, for leads is just you understanding that something can start from just an idea. It can start from just a thought. It can start from just talking to someone and then it grows into something big. So, don't, ignore it when someone, gives you an idea or probably points you in a particular direction of a potential customer. And then when we're talking about referral, it's also another way of making it big when it comes to sales. And that is, working with someone that, is connected to someone that can help you, someone that can become, an existing customer. So, but then again, that is the reason why we're warning, we're sending this warning out, to those that are listening. Don't, spoil your image by doing wrong, by, engaging in negativity in order to promote what you are doing.
Yeah.
Because the truth is you never can tell who is watching. Referral has changed a lot of people's life. I'm a witness to it. I've benefited from it. So when people believe you and people know that you will not drag their name into the mud, they can. really refer you to somebody that can turn your, not just that business around, turn your life around, I tell you. So it's very, very key. So, Lysias, when we're talking about sales, mentioning sales and all that, if someone may just be wondering, okay, so what is sales? What is sales to you?
As far as I know, sales is just a process where you connect the customer to the product that the customer desires to make a purchase of. So more or less, a salesperson is like a middleman. You have the products, he gets the connection and is able to leverage it for his own commission.
Yeah, that's amazing. For me, it's just an act of selling.
It's just an act of selling. And you know that basically we all are marketers, we all are salesperson in different ways. You're going for an interview, you are all well dressed, all looking good. You're marketing yourself, you're selling yourself, your strong points. You see, people should understand that we live in a world where buying and selling is going on a daily basis. And so we should understand that we are all salespeople and we should subject ourselves as salespeople and understand that there are rules to this game.
Yeah, and the thing is that we're also hopeful that a lot of people would go back to the drawing board and get those ideas out and start working on them.
Yes.
Because many people were really discouraged because of the no that they got at some point.
Yes.
But just as we said, no, it's just, a stepping stone, as it were.
It is a stepping stone. I always tell people that no doesn't mean you're wrong. No doesn't mean I hate you, as it were. No doesn't mean I don't want to buy. Yeah. It only means that for now, I want to look at it very well. And then for now, this is not when I intend to make this purchase. So we should understand that and not feel bad to the point where we start having self-doubt and we can't talk to people again about what we have to offer.
I believe strongly that after a podcast like this, that brand will become a reality.
Yes.
That company will spring up. I am so positive about it because now you know that whatever you're struggling with or you're scared of struggling with is something that somebody has overcome.
Yes, very
Which
true.
is totally amazing. Well, I'll leave you with this tip. Give something. Beyond going all out for money, which we have said is a no-no, you try and sell what you have to offer by, number one, understanding what you're selling, and also believing in what you're selling, that yes, the other person, the consumer, needs what you're selling. Mm-hmm. By the time you focus on all that, it will not just be about the money, it will be about building something that would last for a while. Give something, it may be a knowledge. I know that every company have their secrets, but here it could just be something that can help someone at every point in time. There's something that somebody can learn, even if it's just packaging, even if it's just having a meeting. Say something. There's so much opportunity on the social media. Give something. Giving is like a seed. Yep. It grows. Mm-hmm. It comes back to you. So you never can tell. You can build a relationship from just motivating somebody today, and that person becomes your best client ever.
So share your experience with us. Tell us about your challenges, what you had to go through when making that presentation or when presenting that package that you had to a customer. Let us know. It will help someone out there overcome their self-doubt and also overcome the fear of rejection or no, as it were.
Yeah, we're also positive that you reach out to us, and tell us how this podcast encouraged you to just take that step, and tell us also what you've learned that you're going to just pass on to someone. But this is all we have for you today on the podcast Let It Be with Lysias and Susan. Well, it is bye from me.
And I'm Lysias Susan. See you some other time.
I remain Susan Ozono.